From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is Wake Up Weather.
Good Friday morning. I'm Kelly Rawson here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. We are live at 6 a.m. The weekend is so close. I am so ready for the weekend. We have not a bad weekend forecast, but if you do know, the Middle Tennessee District Fair is in town, and so you know what that means. It's going to rain every single day. I know that's not actually the forecast. However, a chance of rain is in the forecast every single day. So just keep that in mind if you do have any plans for this evening as well as for the weekend. I will break down everything that you need to know in terms of our rain chances here all across the Tennessee Valley over the next few days. I also have some weekend events happening, so be sure to stick around to the end of this live broadcast. But we will go ahead and start off with temperatures, and we have quite a temperature spread, about a 10-degree difference from southwest to northeast. The cool spot this morning in Lewisburg over into Marshall County, and likely a lot of places in rural southern Middle Tennessee into the upper 50s. At this time, we are looking at everybody else in the 60s, low to mid 60s, but a little bit warmer the more southwest you are. Iuka and Russellville checking in at 67 this morning. So a little bit of a warm start for some, a little bit more refreshing in the temperature department for others in southern Middle Tennessee. We're looking at a little bit of patchy fog settling in, not a widespread issue, but a little bit of fog on your morning commute over the next few hours. So just keep that in mind. I don't think you'll have to leave any early, though. Again, not a widespread issue by any means, but some fog is settling in. You can see here on our Lawrenceburg Skycam. Again, not a widespread issue, but a little bit of traffic moving along on this Friday morning. Some folks getting an early start to the day on this Friday. And of course, the Middle Tennessee District Fair is in town. So here is a brief breakdown of the forecast for today. If you're heading out for lunch, in between lunch and dinner, or heading out for all the Friday night festivities, we're looking dry for the afternoon. So if you're heading out for lunch, you can likely leave the rain gear behind. Temperatures still on the warm side in the upper 80s. For lunchtime, lower 90s by the time we get to peak daytime heating, with a few isolated showers and storms. Can't rule them out. However, chances not looking widespread by any means. However, the chance is still there. So if you're heading out later on this afternoon or evening, bring the rain gear just in case. But I think a lot of us will end up staying relatively dry. You'll see here on Futurecast what I'm talking about. But for the rest of this morning, things are looking dry and mostly sunny. We are looking at temperatures warming up into the upper 80s to lower 90s heading into this afternoon. So again, a hot and humid day in store. We'll start to see some storms firing up to our west. And I will say this Futurecast model keeps it relatively to our west. However, I do think we could start to see some of those showers and storms meandering a little bit further eastward. We'll call it Highway 43 and west. However, the chance is there for everybody in the viewing area. But you'll notice here on Futurecast, most of the activity stays to the west. Again, I think that translates a little bit further east later on this afternoon. In fact, a few other models that we look at behind the scenes have these storms reaching a little bit further east than what this Futurecast model is showing. So just keep that in mind. Don't take it for face value. Some isolated to widely scattered thunderstorms later on this afternoon and into the early evening. So keep that in mind also if you're heading out to the ball field for any Friday night football for this evening. Again, the more west you are, the higher chance you have of seeing these thunderstorms this afternoon and evening, but the chance still not overly widespread. Heading into the rest of the evening, as we lose that daytime heating, those showers and storms will be fizzling out. Should be mostly dry overnight with a few clouds to start off our Saturday. By Saturday afternoon, a few more isolated thunder showers popping up because, again, we're just going to be so hot and so humid. Can't completely rule it out, but not an overly scattered to widespread chance for the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. But heading into next week, things will start to change. We have a little bit higher rain chances on the way starting on Monday. So keep that in mind. This weekend, we'll call it relatively dry, still rain and storm chances during the afternoons, but then heading into next week, we're going to start to increase those rain chances. You'll see that here over the next few days. For today and tomorrow, looking at a 30% chance. In fact, for your Sunday, a 30% chance again. So that's more on the isolated side. Not everybody going to see a shower or storm during the next few days. Heading into Monday and Tuesday, though, we're going to start to increase those rain chances, more scattered in nature. So again, just keep that in mind. Relatively lower rain chances for the next few days, not zero though, but then next week, a little bit higher of rain chances for for your morning drive. Again, a little bit of patchy fog for the morning, not a widespread issue though. Temperatures starting off in the 60s, warming up into the 70s by about 9 a.m. But again, we stay dry, no rain gear for the morning, but then heading into the afternoon and into the early evening, you have the chance for those isolated thunderstorms to develop and move into our viewing area. So keep that in mind for any high school football plans, or if you're heading out to the fair for this evening. Showers and storms may be around, not maybe necessarily raining over your location, but just keep that in mind, especially if there is thunder and lightning. Temperatures for this evening on the warm side, so it will be a little bit of a muggy night to sit out there on the bleachers. Temperatures in the 80s, falling back into the upper 70s by around halftime, and then heading into the fourth quarter and about to wrap things up, we should be saying goodbye to any sort of thunderstorm activity. Temperatures falling back into the mid 70s. Again, keep in mind, not a great rain chance for today, but the chance is certainly there. You can see that here on your hourly forecast for the rest of today. Mainly after about the 12 o'clock hour, we could start to see those showers and storms bubbling up to our west, continuing to push eastward. That chance continues into about the 7, 8, 9 o'clock hour. So again, just keep that in mind. The chance is there for showers and storms to be around this afternoon and evening, so be sure to plan accordingly for any outdoor plans for this evening. And then for the weekend, again, not a washout by any means. No need to cancel any plans. Just be mindful of a few thunder showers and thunderstorms popping up both Saturday and Sunday. Not scattered or widespread by any means. We start to increase those rain chances though heading into Monday and especially into the middle of next week. So just keep that in mind. Again, rain chances every day. Not going to rain in your location every day, but heading into next week, we are going to bump up those rain chances as temperatures are in the 90s today and tomorrow, falling back into the mid to upper 80s heading into the second half of the weekend and into next week. Well, that is the forecast portion of this live at 6 a.m. Let's go ahead and get started with what is happening across the region this weekend. Tomorrow, it is Town Appreciation Day in Iuka, Mississippi. That is being celebrated at Jaybird Park from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. There will be live music, free food, and family fun out there. Touch a Truck happening in Pulaski, downtown on the square from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. Also on Saturday, of course, this weekend, the Middle Tennessee District Fair is in town at Rotary Park in Lawrenceburg, in case you are not familiar. Gates open on Saturday at 10 a.m. There will be a truck and tractor pull at the arena at 6 p.m. and a free